years.
His fast gun for hire heeds the calling wind.
This is High Noon and welcome. Are you prepared to draw? I hope so. And I don't mean any of that liver lizzy gun slinging stuff. And I don't mean any of that artist stuff. I'm here to do that. You all will just draw together, become family, friends, help each other, support each other, all that stuff. This is a place to have a good old time, friends and frolic, and all that stuff. Okay? This is it.
Well, hello everyone. How are you this wonderful, wonderful Friday afternoon? It's the time that everybody's been waiting for the last month. It is time to vote. There's 6 of us right now here. Well, there was. Make sure you're hitting that like button, sharing this out. You want as many people here voting on your projects. And Raven, I saw the tweet about your character X, but it had no picture. It had no backstory. So unless you've sent it to me I guess we'll give next 6 minutes or 10 minutes or so. Let's check, see whether you have sent. You need it not just to have the name, but the backstory and the picture. We have one notification. Well, I relaxed it in the fact that technically she did put out a tweet last night saying, here's my character X. So it was partly an entry. I'm being generous in the fact of assuming it might have been a mistake of not actually putting the picture and the bio there, but probably wasn't a mistake, probably just a way to troll me, but everybody, because Pope Raven did have it in. Yeah, but there's no, and you said your character was X, so you're just trolling me now. So no more time there. Okay, so there's no bio, and you said your character was X. So now you're changing the name and all that. So yeah, it's an X character, but if we look at the tweets, I got notification. Pope Raven said, Cross Comics, here is my X character. His name is X. Now we have, here's my character, Extreme Spoon Girl Cat. That's not X, and it's definitely not a he. I just did show it. Here, I'll click on it to make it bigger. This is definitely not an entry, but it is. Show it better. So there. Okay, so let's see what we have got here. So the first character is Exalt. We spend a whole show on this silly. Let's move on. I am. No, let's see. Exalt the Swordcaster. Not much is known on who or what Exalt is. Sightings of him reach back into old historical writings of a ghostly man dressed in all black riding a silvery white moose and wielding a glowing sword that cuts through metal. The stories tell that if you're unfortunate enough to come across him, you'll find yourself on the other end of the blade, and your soul will be ripped from your body. Ripped from your body. These are the whispers that he eats, the souls he collects to keep himself immortal, and that if he is killed, one of the souls he has collected is used up. Some tales say there are souls he pities and ones he has given another body, bringing them back to life, but they are cursed with never being fully alive nor dead. The moose he rides is said to walk with ease between our earthly realm and the next, where time moves at a different pace, taking its rider effortlessly to locations in our world faster than any normal being could. He eats souls, I guess. Well, I'm not going to say whose is whose, although there's an indication on who this one might be. And then we have Xander Hughes. Okay, Xander Hughes. I didn't realize how much we needed. I didn't realize we needed to come up with, and I didn't really develop anything. But Xander is basically a spoiled rich socialite whose jealous hero's deeds get more attention than his outrageous antics. So he uses his family's wealth and influence to buy into the hero game. However, when he bursts onto a scene, the media simply laughs it off as yet another attention-seeking publicity stunt. Somehow, something he's well known for. His jealousy turns to obsession. He vows to be the most famous and beloved hero of all time, and he'll do anything to achieve his goal. I'm not sure if Xander is hero or villain. I'd say deep down he wants to do good, but he does it for the wrong reasons. He's an insufferable narcissist, which is why he uses his real name instead of an alias. So anything he does is only to feed his ego. He doesn't have any powers unless you could be distinctly wealthy. His strength, speed, and agility and endurance are all peak human. His intelligence is above average, borderline genius. He has a sentient robot companion he calls Xanderbot, who records his heroic deeds and tells him how great he is. But beyond that, Xanderbot may be the only real friend Xander has ever had. So he reminds me of another character. And this is Zat, the Dream Crusher villain. Powers: Somomakikiness. People within 1 mile of the radius of Zat are overcome with a feeling of ewine and lethargy, leaving them with no aspirations to follow their dreams or accomplish their goals. The closer the person gets to that, the harder it becomes to complete even the simplest of tasks or even stay awake. Zat also has a sentient hat, a set Yami Ba, that takes control of whoever it wears. Once upon a time, there was a happy prince, so full of energy and a love for life that he never slept. The king and queen were so exhausted by their son's excitement that they offered a reward for anyone who would get their son to sleep. Many tried to quell the young prince's vivacity, and they failed. Legend had it that there was a mystical woman, Zat, whose unique ability to put anyone to sleep, had the unique ability to put anyone to sleep. When she heard of this reward, she journeyed to the kingdom post haste. But to her surprise, the young boy did not fall asleep. Upon her arrival, night after night, Zat told the prince fantastic stories, and she couldn't think of any stories to tell. Zat painted the most beautiful portraits of the prince while she sang to him. When she tried to force her pet, donned with sentience her hat named Zambot, to tell the prince even more stories, the prince would not sleep. Over time, Zat grew wary of the boy. She wanted her reward from the king and queen and began her plotting. She stopped telling her stories to the prince. She stopped painting. Even Ambot became silent. For the first time, the boy was filled with the sadness. He cried for days. Finally, she told the prince, if he were to go to sleep, I promise to tell you more magnificent stories about the time I escaped the evil wizard's tower when you wake. The boy was so happy to hear yet another wonderful tale that he jumped into bed and willed himself to sleep. She whispered, "Good night, sweet prince," and quickly sprung into action. She double-crossed the prince, setting fire to the room, destroying all the precious art, and most importantly, the prince himself. With the prince gone and everyone in the kingdom asleep, she collected the treasure and fled to Canada. Okay. Yeah, there's like 8 entries, guys. So this is Examinelia. 1 pick of her. There's a second pick. I had gotten a third, but I didn't get it downloaded. A living poltergeist of hellfire and smoke. Examinelia was formed from the collective desire of all who languish in her belfry of fleshly pleasure. though through all who created, although who created her looked upon her with desire, but the more they desire her, the more unreachable she becomes. Although she depends on the desire of the desperate men in hell, she has never been more powerful. The depravity of the world today feeds her power, and during the events of the last judge, she was granted permission to cross into the earthly plane. Her mission was to end the uprising of the in angels in God's and the devil's absence, and teams up with the judge to fight Amos in the Battle of Los Angeles. Girlfriend of the judge does not like him something with her. Age 6,000 plus years, 121 pounds, height 4'11", eye color white, skin yellow, something glossy like glass. Weakness, very handsome man, human man of cloth. Desire to be human and visit heaven. This is Zenimist. So here's a few pictures. Hideyoshi Maku. At the age of 5, he was... Oh, sorry, I forgot to download the good versions of these. Whomever. By his mentor and father. They were chemists who made experiments with experimental drugs and tested them on Hideyoshi. Everything from over-the-counter to muscle enhancements. At the age of 16, he killed his parents in an act of revenge. He never, however, after realizing how powerful he was, to being able to increase his bone density to regenerate in second skin, he laced form to carcinogen toxic drugs at his will to kill his enemies. He calls himself Examius as he roams the earth, simply looking for a good fight and simply causing havoc. This is why I didn't write a bio. Yeah, these are definitely long. We got extraordinary here. Catherine Cat D. Groomer. 5'6", 120 pounds, blonde hair, brown eyes, pet store manager, superhero nickname Grey Mouse. Catherine grew up in a small town deep in the Canadian flatlands. She, however, was quite an ordinary girl, you might say. She was more ordinary than most. She went through grade school unnoticed, neither excelling at school or in social life. This made her into somewhat of an introvert and quite shy in certain situations. Her free time often spent drawing and talking to strangers in various chat rooms online. While in her last year of university, she was standing in line at a coffee shop she always went to before class. This day was going to be a bit different. In comes a masked man with a gun, wanting to rob the place. Every customer in the coffee shop either ran off or hit the floor. At this armed robber pointed the gun around the shop. Catherine was paralyzed. She couldn't move. For some unknown reason, the robber just looked at her and passed her on the way to the cash register. Yeah, I went last night and I did most of it. No, did I? Last night I did a lot of prep. Yeah. As the cashier was collecting the cash to hand over to the robber, Catherine managed to summon the courage to take action. She grabbed her laptop and hit the robber over the head as hard as she could, knocking him out. Okay, well, we're gonna just skip all this. Her powers, extraordinary superpowers, allows her to appear as nothing out of the ordinary, meaning she can blend in anywhere anywhere and go near unnoticed. She does not become invisible, but people do not get alerted to her as they do with everyone else. This makes her an excellent infiltration and always getting the element of surprise. Beyond this, her power, she has very limited martial arts skills that are self-taught through videos on the internet. You're skipping the best part. I know I want to read it. I just don't want to keep everybody here till next year. We got Dr. J. Hughes here. Dr. J. Hughes explains that Catherine was born with a kind of superpower, and he was only able to notice it because his own superpower he called prying eyes, which allows him to see more than what people can normally see. Okay, who wants me to finish reading this bio? Put an X if you want me to finish reading the bio. From the wherever I left off at the top here. And everyone, make sure you're hitting the like button and sharing it out. We got one X from Dillard. Silence means no cross. Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. Okay, this is Xylocarp. Let's see. Xylocarp, 7 foot, weighs 1,040 pounds. Powers is incredibly strong with the ability to lift 3,000 pounds. Fibrous skin makes him extra resilient to damage. Lime juice blood can sting eyes, add zest salad. Oh, we got 2 X's now. We got 4. Okay, so I guess I'll go back to cat. I guess I'll go back to extraordinary. Okay. Cash register. Catherine felt an exhilarating rush as she'd never felt before. She thought she would finally get noticed this time. As the police and the EMTs came to sort out the situation, no one in the coffee shop could answer who knocked out the robber. Catherine, being the introvert and shy, didn't speak up and take credit. She was checked by the EMT, had brushing off one of her wrists. The EMT sent her to the hospital for x-rays in case the wrist was broken. While at the hospital, she spotted a doctor who introduced himself as Dr. J. Hughes. He had taken notice of her. Something peculiar about Catherine took her into a room that was used for research and development there. In there, Dr. J. Hughes runs a number of tests on Catherine with Catherine's permission. He asks Catherine if she ever felt invisible. Catherine answers as long as she can remember. Dr. J. Hughes explains Catherine's genetics was given her the most anonymous face, and she is a lot more ordinary than anyone else. Explains, okay, we read that. Catherine is confused at first, but then thinks back to what happened at the coffee shop, and it dawned on her Dr. J. Hughes recommends that Catherine explore this superpower of hers. She agrees. As the weeks go by, Catherine's getting more familiar with her superpower. She graduates university and starts working at a pet store. One night, watching the news story on TV where a superhero being interviewed after she had saved a couple of kids and a bunch of kittens from a burning house, Catherine is reminded of the incident in the coffee shop and she was still in university. The exhilaration rush, she started entertaining the thought of becoming a superhero herself. She had a superpower after all. Catherine brainstormed a suitable superhero name based on her power, and she came up with the name Extraordinary. Play on word of extraordinary. The costume themed after a gray mouse, inspired by the Norwegian phrase "glasmus," which is used to describe women who don't stick out much anyways. With her new secret identity, she helps whoever she can. Okay, so Xylocorp, here we go. Xylocorp. Okay, lime juice salad, or is that just to salad? Down Island Way, the land of dying due to meddling corrupt corporations. The crops wither and the streams dry up. In desperation, brother spent his last dime to buy a coconut. Sister spends to buy a lime. They put the lime in the coconut and lay it on the altar of Loco. Sometime during the night, the Loa answered their prayers and raised Xylocorp to avenge the people. It rampaged through the land, destroying equipment, crushing enemies between his mighty coconuts. I'm not sure whether I want to explore what that might be. Guilty and innocent alike fell before him. Eventually, with all the humans on the island dead, he turned his attention to the land that spawned them, the land of Canada. Okay, so is that all the pictures? Okay, we got Xylo here. Xylo, Xavier Hughes, 6'9", 180 pounds, Caucasian, not married, Catholic. Born to a prominent White Horse family, Xavier was a musical prodigy from the wildlands of the Yukon. His entrance to the Conservatory of Musique du Quebec, located in Quebec City, Quebec, Canada, was a godsend and a great cause of controversy. Although his time there was turbulent, I'm not saying that right, tumultuous, he did make many friends and managed to find a girl who didn't mind him being from such a wild area. She was beautiful, red-haired, long-legged cello player that found his percussion playing memorizing. Now, many did not respect the xylophone like he did, but Xavier never questioned the talent given him by God. It somehow dragged him from Whitehorse to Quebec, and this beautiful campus, and this beautiful girl who was out of his league. Xavier wasn't ugly, nor did he have any disabilities. His musical gift made him confident in his abilities that gave him a sense of arrogance. But at the Conservatoire de Musique du Quebec, at Quebec, he was just another musician, a little fish in a big pond. Over the years, he and Jennifer formed a close bond that led to an engagement, and a date was set. A week later, his father died. He was left sole control of the family's gold mining business. Something he managed to keep hidden was his wealth. He was always wary of the effects he had on his social life. He and his fiancee went home for the funeral, and that's when tragedy struck. His love accidentally crashed by a front-end loader while they were touring one of the mines. This struck Xavier like a brick, and something inside him broke. He disappeared down the main mine. While he was down there, he found a secret workshop of his father's. Inside the workshop, there was a block laid on the pedestal. Over the cover read Harmonic Alchemy. And the staff, not knowing what this was all about, he took some time and considerable amount of time to read the book. And there is a picture. And I think that's all 8 entries. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well, I will show yours again just because I have to. There. Get this. And put it here. Let the voting begin. Could. Okay, so I am gonna stop screen sharing for a minute, and I'm gonna vote. Okay, so I have now voted. So we will share our screen again. Well, okay, so let's see what we got or what we're getting here. The one with the spoon's not in there, Dillard. So we got 9 votes so far. We got 11 people here. This will go to the end of the show. Yeah, because I created it before and I would have redone the poll, but you were just trolling me. Because it was a troll from Pope Raven, Dillard. Given to me like after the show started. He said had a character X at 11:50 last night, and I was being nice. When you sent one last night, Raven, and said you had a character named X, and his name was X, didn't include a picture or a bio, and then today when I asked you about it, and I sent you a couple messages, I put a message to it, sent you a message today before the show got started, and then I asked you when we start. Well, right now we got a tie between Extraordinary and Xander Hughes. So remember to hit that like button, share this out. If you want, Xander Hughes is pulling in the lead. Oh, the drawing was professionally done. Pope Raven is a very great artist. Show the art again. Go through the names. Okay. Okay. There is Exalt, the Soul Collector. Xander Hughes. I just don't know why, if he's supposed to be a hero, why is he standing over a defeated Canadian Shield? You should have found a villain to do that with. Whoever did this. This is Exact, the Dream Crusher. This is Exemelia. This is Zenmessist. This is Extraordinary. Trying to get it away. And Xylocorp and Xylo. He's just. Hey, Midnight Cherries. I think I should grab it. There is the straw poll for anybody who's yet to vote, who wants to vote. Well, you can grab the straw poll there, go to the straw poll there, JP, and send it to them. Get them to vote on their phones. I can't. You don't. I'm not saying whose is whose. That way, you guys can say, I guess, if you want, but. Well, Joshua, if you notice something, and maybe I shouldn't. Oh, no. I won't say anything now. Well, I'm going to do another one of these in February. I believe. I don't know what the premise is going to be yet. I might go fairly easy clickbaitish stuff, or it might not. It's hard to say yet. It does look like one has really pulled out into the front. Alexander Hughes. Characters with the letter A. Well, no, I just did X this time, Nighthawk, because in my universe, I have a character that begins with every letter except for A. In fact, I should have created a character over this with myself with X, but, these go good. In fact, I'd like to get off somebody one of their characters here, maybe even two of them, two different characters. I really like the premise of myself. Now, I'm thinking, actually three technically. Yeah. No, but February there's the a character based on love or lust, which is the whatchamacallit, something you would suspect for February. But I might do something else. I'm not sure, just not to be so on the money. No, everybody owns their characters. If I want these characters, or if they're willing to give them to me, that's fine. But I'm not gonna. Everybody owns their characters, as far as I'm concerned. I just said there's three that I really, really like that I wouldn't mind adding to my universe in some way. Everyone can use these characters. Yeah, lust for power, right? Raggedy. So should I call this now? We got 18 votes. One person has very clearly become in the lead. Or do you want me to leave this for another hour and 15 minutes? So Rick, I like Marvel or DC where the characters So Rick, I like Marvel or DC. Where they the characters? Not sure what you're meaning there. Isn't that like them? What like them? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, Nighthawk. Well, there's the straw poll yet again. No, I'm just saying I like some. Like I'm not gonna tell you exactly which one. You're not like DC or Marvel talking about taking the characters from the creators. No, if I got these characters from the people, I would buy them off them or whatever. Try to. I'm not sure exactly what would go on, how it would. This is a fan contest. This is sort of generated my. This is sort of to generate interest in my channel and you guys to have fun doing this, and competing. Okay, so a lot of people are saying to close it. So, as you can probably see from my screen here, coming in last with no votes is Zenmakat. Zenmakat? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Tying for last place, which I believe is 1, 2, 3, 4, which is fourth place, is Alt Exalt the Soul Collector at Xylocarp, Zemiela, and I guess so. It's fifth place now. And coming in at fourth now is Zat, the Dream Crusher, with 2 votes. Coming in third is Extraordinary. Oh, refreshing. Well, it's all right now. Coming in second place is Xylo. And coming in first, well, that's with 6 votes. And coming in top with 9 votes is Xander Hughes. We got a total of 25 votes. That is good, people. That is good. So I will be contacting Xander Hughes, the creator of Xander Hughes, and seeing which of the 3 prizes they want. And, of course, drawing it up myself. Rick just says my crank. And there's still votes coming in. So I do hope people, enjoy these contests. Everybody who participated, There was Flit, Raggedy, you, Dillard, Elric, Cat, Sammy, which I think is McCrank. One who didn't want to be noticed, Cat, and had an entry as well. Pope Raven, I'm not sure whether I had a vote character or not. Do you want me to reveal who was whose character, people? As many of you know, Xylo was JP's character, JP4's character. Zalt, the Soul Collector, I believe, was Cat's character. This was Flit's character, I believe. This person wants to remain anonymous. This is Dillard's character. This is Elric's character. This is Sammy's character, I take it. Read the bios again. This was Raggedy's character, Xylocarp. What do you mean, Bullet Evan, you mean? What are you talking about? Oh. Now what do I do? Oh, I'm supposed to do my bio here. Laugh out loud, or we. Yeah, I can probably put them all on Discord if you want. There's not too many people on my Discord, which there is a link to join my Discord in the thing. Let's see. Well, it's supposed to be bio day, but just showing my. Yeah, but don't you have to be part of the Cult of Raven to join that? You are a part of us. I am. I've never claimed to be part of the cult of Raven. I will not. I will read your Hail Ravens, but I will not hail Raven. But then again, I won't hail Starfire either, so. We claimed. So there is a link for my Discord for anybody who wants to join in. I have the anti-shield. You know what? Maybe this will just be chill. I'll just take out the writing part. Rick is banned from Discord. Why am I banned from Discord, Joshua? Yes, they are. Bullet. Anybody want a link to come in? This has been a good day. I'm glad people enjoyed this contest. Maybe I'll do a little bit of drawing. Oh, and people, of course, one other thing. Rick, how Fridays improve your skills day? Yes, I should show the winning piece. So there is Alexander Hughes. Rick, who are all your characters? Nighthawk. Nighthawk, you don't want to ask that question. Yes, voting's over. Here, Nighthawk, if you go to my website there, There are a bunch of my heroes and villains on there, plus other type characters. It's not all of them, but you can check out a lot. Most of them there. Like a bunch there. I've got a bunch of heroes. A bunch of villains. Most of them have bios, I believe, with them, or we got a couple angels. Couple demons. We got supporting cast. And even some of these without pictures do have bios. And of course, we have our fan art page. I've got to pull up one that's missing on here still, but no, well, these entries aren't Cross Comics characters. These are your own characters, so but I am thinking of putting them in Discord, doing something. And then, of course, thanks to John, we have the Cross Comics Kids, which anybody here can do. Basically, you can create a 3-panel comic strip with a little bit of a Christian message. Because most of you guys are probably better than me. And of course, we got a store. Digital comic you can buy. Trading cards. For those that don't have them, payable through PayPal. And of course, we've got our Cross Comics merch. Yeah, I might put it up on Twitter. That's probably a good idea. Which there's basically 5 designs for merch at the moment that you can find on T-shirts or mugs. Here's the 5 different. $10, Joshua. $10. Well, it won't be trading card, but I can do a sketch card, although you can't see what I'm showing you. I do have my own robots. I've called Cyberdroids, my own Transformers. They've got to be worked out better. Nighthawk. Canadian Shield, JP. And you know it. Xander Hughes is still in the lead with 29 votes. I'm making some chinchilla. Sure. Just transport them through that internet. Can we get Xander Hughes protective wear? Now, who this character reminds me of is Booster Gold. It's a cross between Booster Gold and maybe Joshua. Joshua Hughes. Certainly did have a little bit of well, duh. But Flint, if you're still there, I'd like to see this color. It's also a mixture with Ezra Miller. I'm thinking I might over the weekend do a is the shoe over? I might do a compilation. No, it's not over. I'm gonna stay on for a bit. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I was thinking of drawing or what. Now, you know, just what it was. Like I said, the X. I have a character in every letter of the alphabet except for X, and although I haven't created myself an X one yet. You must reveal what three characters you people, what three people want to give you. Do people want to know that besides Dillard? What three characters I would like for myself at some point? Put an X in the chat. I think those were supposed to be three X's, but cool. Okay, let's see. Bum, 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 bum. I would like Xander Hughes in the Cross universe. Yeah, I'm going to real soon. Extraordinary, I'd like to. And Xylo. So those are my three. And I did vote for however, I'll admit who I did vote for too. Now that it's over, of course. There's who I voted for. Just the bio to me really has a Cross Comics flair to it. She is looking. And how is she like every other character in my universe, Pope Raven? Well, I do have the multiverse in my universe, Nighthawk. I have a character that's going to probably deal with that. Dr. J. Coming soon. Are you going to do some Canadian Shield today? I wasn't planning on it. Today was supposed to be me writing a bio, Nighthawk, for my character here, Sunset. I did the bio before, but I lost it, so I have to redo, but I'm not even sure whether I'm going to do that at the moment. I'm enjoying just talking. The contest went real well. What we got hit with so many bios we can't buy them no more. Says Bullet. Yeah. That's half another reason. And some were longer than others, some were shorter. Does that? No, it's well, let's see. There's a little bit better version. Why do you feel bad for me? Do some drawing theory. Why you do what you do? Well, ultimately, well, just color, and then there's some gradient shading in there. I actually got the hair colored here, the skin colored. But why I created my universe essentially was I got into comics. I noticed there wasn't any Christian superheroes, so I decided to create them. Well, get the whole thing in on time, Pope Raven. Don't troll me. I gave you a chance to put it in after the time, but you had to troll me. Bo says the sky is blue and the sun comes up every day. That's why I do what I do. So what is February's contest? Let's get started on that. I don't know yet. There's the obvious choice, a character having to do with love or lust. But do I want to do the not so obvious choice? We could do one associated with death. I don't know. I don't want to be so obvious, I guess. It'd be easy. But you'll have the whole month of February to work on it. Yeah, love is good, but it's just something typical to do for February. Raven, you should have it coincide with your project launch date. Yeah, that's an idea too. That would mean January 7th. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, there's lots of good ideas. Nothing's wrong with typical. I just don't like being typical all the time, or most of the time. How about a nameless warrior contest? Yeah, there's all sorts of different ways I can go. And I'm not saying I won't go with the typical. I just want to think about it, Raven. I want to think whether I can come up with a better idea. Oh, that would be good if I did it for the launch. If I did it for the launch of my thing and give you the like maybe the 7th of February or the 14th of February, just over a month. Draw your version of the Canadian Shield with backstory. Sort of like a multiverse versions of the Canadian Shield. That could be cool too. There's an idea. That's another good one for February, especially in the middle of my campaign. Mr. Bait. And I'm not saying I'm going with that, but it's definitely a great idea. Yeah, Phantom Shield's a good idea. You know, if you want to create that character for yourself, you know, I haven't got no problem with it, or haven't. I might not have a problem with it in my universe too. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Like I said, I've got a couple months to think about it, and the reason I'm trying to do these every, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, something like that. I don't really want to do it in January, but February seems good to do it. Well, Nighthawk. Well, if I do the Canadian Shield one, the character will be the Canadian Shield. It would just be your version of a Canadian Shield. Which I really like for going on with my campaign. You get to draw up your own Canadian Shield and say what powers would be, you know, and all that backstory. Recreate a backstory. Yeah, that one's really hitting home for me right now. Now people are probably going to start doing stuff because, oh man, that's probably what I'm going to go with. It seems like the best idea at the moment. I don't think there could be a better idea for right in the middle of my campaign. Well, it's still good. Like I said, your version would still have to be called Canadian Shield, but maybe has phantom-based powers. Like you won't. Nobody will be able to alter the name. You just alter the powers and the backstory. Yeah, in November, December. Yeah, January is the third month, so yeah, I could go January, I guess. Well, I've got a couple months to decide. Hey, whatever. Knowing this now really gives you guys a heads up, but if this is not the start of that contest. Cool. Maybe he has Canadian base powers. Make it so we have JP Hat says, bum, 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 bum. Harmonic alchemy power. Yeah, this is definitely some good ideas. This is nowhere near an official launch for the thing. So a launch for that contest. That won't start till at least January. Actually, yeah, January might be good. And throw some unless I can come up with a better idea between now and January, which I don't, and I think it'd be perfect really to start it in January. It's not official yet. It's not started. Probably won't start until the beginning of January. Or let's see. Day, the 1st of January. New Year's Day, yeah, that might be a good data. Yeah, that could be it too, for sure. There's a few things that it could be. And I think it'll also make a great tier. Maybe the $10,000 mark, all the contestants' characters will be put on trading cards and everybody gets a all the trading cards of the contestants' versions of the Canadian Shield. If I get to $10,000. I think that might be a stretch goal, not a tier. Sorry. Or I might, depending on how many I think I'm going to get in, I might have to make it 20,000, either 10 or 20,000. Stretch goal. I have a better idea, Rick. Run a contest this month. What contest? The one that we're just talking about or something else? I will post line art for the Shield fighting Toxico. Okay. Okay. Everyone colors it. The winner gets to color the Canadian Shield. Oh. Are there any bands in Canada, Rick? You know there's bands in Canada, Bullet. That could work out good or bad, Dillard. And the question is, would they want to, especially for free? Some people would consider it an honor. Some people would not. But the winner will be officially voted on by a panel of judges. Bullet says, I can't enter. I'm too busy coloring Xander Hughes to enter that contest. But you're right. I should probably start doing some sort of contest, Dillard. Up the hype. And based on the Canadian Shield. Maybe I can do a draw the Canadian Shield contest for a month. Draw and color the Canadian Shield, but what would the prize be? No color. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying, Dillard. You want to come on to say, or are you at work? I will make. I will make a coloring book. Okay. A month is too long. These guys did all their entries over the last few days. True. True, they did. Bullet. Oh. They had a full month and yet could only get one image and a bio ready. Dillard did about 3 images. Ulrich did 3 images, 2 or 3 images. Who are you? Okay, well, yeah, you made a little video. That's true. I'm just talking the main image. And that looks like Jughead Jones a little. Okay, man. Oh, to an animated contest. Who are you going to outlast, JP? Will you outlast John? Will you outlast Bullet? Will you outlast Devin? Will you outlast Raven? And then will you be raving about it later? What? Cuts. I don't know why. What? Oh, you can't join from the pads. Email it to me, Evan, if you can. So let's see what's happening to the vote. Oh, I put it in Discord. I already tested. Okay. I thought the bed was purple, Bullet. He is royalty, after all. And I'll think about some contest over the weekend that might last a month or whatever. I don't know. I think you're colorblind. And you're talking about coloring a fight between things. Crayons allowed. No, make the image downloadable and printable PDF. Yeah, well, if you don't mind. Yeah, no problem, John. Get yourself some views. Hey, who did it? I just realized. Yes, wrench. You're gonna do the Canadian? Oh, okay, yeah. You do that over there, and you've put the. Okay, that's just. Hey, Xylo the Harmonic Alchemist. How about joining the channel? I do care about it. It's not hard. I'm just. You draw it, they color it. What's the prize? Coloring the Canadian Shield is the prize. Well, what if they don't want to color the Canadian Shield? Then there's no prize. I noticed the book of Zat doesn't get burned there, Evan. Zat doesn't seem good at all. I'm not. Cost Comics. See? Cost Comics. General. Cost Comics fan art. Patreon. General Patreon Cross Radio. I wanted hell, lulls right there. Yeah, but like technically, should the bed would be there? She set fire to the whole place, right? That doesn't seem right. Only the people die. Nothing else gets burned. Hello, Restream Bot. Whoever Restream Bot is. I've had it raspberry. Uh, no, we don't need to get anybody. I'm all right with anybody being in the chat as long as they're not spewing stupidities like racist stupidities or other type of stupidities. No, you're not being attacked, Restream. Hope not. Anyways, I don't want anybody being attacked in my chat unless they're joking around, having fun. We're all here to draw. We're all here to draw together. From family, friends, all that stuff. Just like my theme song says, yeah, for high noon. Gonna not pay attention to Dillard. He likes to troll people and have fun. Well, gotta pay some attention to him. Otherwise, he gets restless and mean. Actually, Bullet GP was attacked. I was attacked on your stream, Rick. I think we should adjust your complacency with ours. Okay, who were you attacked by? How were you attacked, Devin? This is the unofficial Restream Bot channel. Yes. Somehow I think it's Joshua. It's either Joshua Hughes or JP. Who says, I like to have fun and troll people. I'm doing. And when, Evan, too. Doing official restream bot, both unsanctioned. By YouTube. I mean that. What the cat tried to burn me? James, I mean that. And how could she try to do that when you're all the way where you are in is the United States of America, and she's in like Saskatchewan, Canada. JP So says, "Oh, good, I can come back." Dylan says, "Bridges and streams are the cornerstone of any settlement." JP4 says, "Dylan, stop the nonsense." I'm back. Went to get lunch. Okay, well, this is good, Elric. So I'm not sure whether you caught it, Elric. Most likely, the character creator contest for January is going to be draw your version of the Canadian Shield, backstory, powers, all that stuff. I guess almost anything goes. No lewdness. That's most likely what it's going to be, so that should be decent. But that's not going to start till January. Oh, and one last thing before we are done for the day. We have Tank. Right now it sits at $10, being won by JP. Gonna give it, I don't know. It's $159. I'll give it to $201 to see if anybody wants to up the bid on it to $15 and beat out JP. Probably not, but otherwise JP wins. And I just have to thank him for buying it. Oh, Dillard's here for the end.
What's up?
Not much. Yourself wearing your Canadian Shield shirt, I see.
That's right. So this is what I'm thinking, Rick. Coloring book pages. We do a few and just put them out there as PDFs. Right? Let's say we do 3. We do 3 pages. One of them, the Canadian Shield looking muscular. Another one, him in an action pose. And another one, maybe another character, but with the shield somewhere in it. Making all three like different themes.
Yeah.
It'll be like a Thanksgiving theme for all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe one a Halloween theme, one a Christmas, one a Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then you put those out and you submit whichever one you want. That way people can have a variety of things to choose from. Maybe somebody doesn't want to color a full-on face shot or action scene or something. It could be a pleasant scene with a Canadian shield pouring or cutting the Thanksgiving turkey, you know?
Yeah.
And you only enter it if you wanted to color the Canadian shield, because if you win, that's what your prize is.
Yeah. Phil's telling me to turn off my notifications. I just gotta take out. So I guess JP wins, and you're getting a tank
Say what?
for Halloween gift. JP bid on this for during the week, and he's saying send it to you. So you get a tank for $10 from JP.
Nice. Are you going to color it?
I wasn't planning on it. Do you want me to?
Are you going to put some detail in it?
There's some detail there.
So the answer is no.
But I can color, like I said, if you want.
Are you going to color them good? Are you going to leave a bunch of white spots like you did last time?
I'll try not to.
Why don't you watercolor it? You have watercolor paints, don't you?
I don't have watercolor, but I've got acrylics.
Yeah, well, yeah, you just get the acrylics and you just dip them in water. Like put them on a plate and just add a bunch of water to your brush.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you watercolor it? That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I haven't seen you watercolor anything.
because I've never done it before.
It's super easy. It's just like markers.
He
What
looks
color
good.
is he?
Pardon?
I don't even know what color is he.
Lots
Is he
of
like the Juggernaut, or he's like rust brown?
No, green.
Oh, he's green. Like
Yeah.
what shade? Like the shade that we have here under our names, or like a lighter or a darker, or
I've got a couple different greens. I've got yeah, I can get a picture of them quick. I think, anyways.
oh, it's early, Rick. It's early.
What do you mean? It's 2:04.
It's early.
Yeah, for you, it's like what?
Super,
11?
super early. It's like 11 o'clock after Halloween night.
How did your Halloween go, too?
It went great. We got the baby all dressed up and took her to trick or treat to 3 houses, and then we called it a night.
Yes.
And then we had her playing in my brother-in-law's house, and the little playpen kind of moved the couches so she could be blocked in, and then we just played foosball and drank. Wasn't bad. Oh my, I'm tired.
Let's see.
JP4 says it's whatever green Rick has.
Dillard, Elric says, I'm jealous. Oh, Dillard, I need to buy a shirt of the Canadian Shield now.
You do.
Yes,
Fucking
but,
awesome.
but,
Look at this shirt.
but
Look
the
at this
great thing is, Dillard is the only one to be able to have that one.
That's right. This is the only one of a kind.
Yeah, it's got his signature on it, but it doesn't look like his signature.
Yeah, you really messed up on that one, Rick. But now the shirts are perfected. They look great, and they're available for purchase. Oh, my iPad's super old, and the newest version of Twitter doesn't work on it, so I couldn't join from the iPad.
Raggedy says he'd look good brown and red. Yeah. I just always think of Tanks as green, so that's what I went with. Yeah, you could probably.
Why don't you make him? Why don't you make him like an actual tank green, like an olive drab green, like an OD green, like an army tank?
I guess so. If I got it here.
Not if you got it, you have to make it, Rick. You have to make it using your colors. You get some green, mix it with a little bit of brown. I don't know how to make OD green, but you know, I'm sure there's a. Let me look it up real quick on Google.
Yeah, you can get the shirt with the same pose. It just doesn't have the signature on it now, Ulrich. Or you can get the one that's going to be basically the print. I've actually got to order those because they haven't come. So that means they just did double the amount of money and all that. So I'm going to order 100
Right,
or
here, Rick, this is how you make olive drab green. You mix blue, red, and burnt umber. And that you can change the hue of that color by mixing in whites and blacks. But that's how you make OD green.
Yeah. Ulrich, Evan saying, when did John get here? About 7 minutes ago. So yeah, here's, as you can see, the gloves and the helmet are slightly darker. The blasters and the belt are gray with, black for the belt buckle.
Yeah, that green is way too bright. That's almost comical.
Yeah.
So why is the blaster backwards on that hand?
Well, he can rotate. They're supposed to be on some sort of rotator there that he can rotate them backwards so they're not in the way of his fists as well. If he just wants.
So they kind of rest underneath his arm.
They're like on the side, like.
Yeah, I get that. There's like a bracelet. There's a bracelet,
like
and
that,
then they flip down. They flip under his hand, not over his hand. They flipped under his hand.
Well, they just go back like that. Oh, you probably can't even see.
That's not what you drew in this picture right here.
That's what I tried to draw.
Oh, okay. So they flip from on top of the arm back to the forward-facing position.
Yeah. Like I said, they're okay. Using my hand over as a reference. The wrist there, they're like about like that, right? And then it just swings back like that, right beside the arm, if you will. So there probably should be some space or something in there. I don't know. I've never figured out the complete logistics to it. I just know it's supposed to be,
So this is like a brand new character then?
No, I've had him for a while, and he's actually gone through. I've had this. There's what he originally looked like. Oh, you can't see. When I first decided to do him. But I thought that was way too complicated.
You thought correctly.
So I just took him back to somewhat of basics. I just never worked out how these blasters work, the gauntlets. I just knew how I want them to work. See, I never really put the here. You can, I go switch to my screen. Here you can see I got the little round thing that it pivots on these. There, so it's just where they're not in these really. I just knew I had to start implementing them. So I
So
guess
if they're on a round pivot point, that means they're not on there very sturdily. So they're not meant to actually be used as like an addition to his punch. They're more just guns.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
What
why
power?
that's why they can flip back, if you will, so he can use his fist to punch.
Yeah, yeah. So what powers these guns? What ammunition does it use?
Uh, I'm not sure whether it's gonna. Well, there's not really any place for any sort of shell in there, so it's got to be some sort of energy blast.
Well, where does the energy come from? Where is it contained?
Probably in in there somewhere in
Like
some battery or whatever.
some tiny battery that throws minuscule little tiny blasts.
No, they're fairly decent blasts.
Like for instance, if you wanted to use, I don't know, like a golf cart battery to power it. I mean, is it some kind of like magical new scientific battery that's very powerful?
Yeah, it's probably going to be something like that because he's like some experiment. Nobody really knows where he came. He doesn't even really know where he came from, and nobody else knows
Uh-huh.
how he got made. Like he's like 12 foot tall. So
Well, I expect all of these.
I want him to be
worked out.
one of my mystery characters. For origins and all that.
Well, that doesn't mean that you're not supposed to know where his origins are.
Well, you know what? For years, Wolverine, for like 20, 30, 40 years, nobody knew Wolverine's history like that. It was just a mystery. Nobody making that up.
Yeah, but
Just
people at least knew what color Wolverine was. It wasn't just whatever color they had lying around the office.
Well, it says dilithium crystals, or it says kyber crystals.
It could be a kyber crystal. But I imagine whatever batteries are kind of like in series all around his wrist.
Yeah, they could be. They could be in that.
They're probably just 9-volt with like a bunch of them.
No, I don't think so.
What is Oh, JP4 is saying they're powered by harmonic alchemy. Oh, what a terrible concept.
Yeah, she did, Flint, but we ended it about over an hour ago. Although I believe you won with Xander. Oh, you can't see.
Yeah, you won.
You won with your Xander Hughes, Flint.
JP says, "Shut up, John."
Are they paying you for those ads
What ads?
on the?
This?
Yeah.
That's this. This is a straw poll website.
Linda, we're making fun of JP's awful character and his powers of harmonic alchemy.
Oh, Xylocarp finally got a vote. Oh, Xylo. What's his name? Has finally tied it up with. But it doesn't matter because it was called over an hour ago. I've written this first script with him in too. Yeah, he's in Secno number 3. The book that I think you said you would like to draw at some point.
Well, not if it's 5 books away. God.
No, technically it's the 4th book that comes out, but if you want to draw ones between now and then.
Well, you do.
I do, but I don't. I want to be hiring all the people to do that sort of stuff. I want to.
You want to get like 100,000 books so you can give out to your friends and family. I don't know why.
Okay, that's the same. Xylo is at 11. Yeah, after an hour after the vote, it was called. Weaver says, "Okay, rigged. I shouldn't have tried comics yet." Well, Chaos, we're going to be having another one of these most likely in January, but it's going to be a little unique. Most with me launching of my book, it's basically going to be do your own version of the Canadian Shield. You create your Canadian Shield. Look, everything, backstory, powers. Does the chick with alligator arms have it? Does that chick have alligator? No.
Why does she have alligator arms? What is that?
I copied that from a pose, actually.
Stop copying poses.
Well, I did this 6 months ago.
That's very recent.
And by poses, I mean an actual person like that, I think. I'm not sure whether it's a person or 3D rendering, I forget.
Oh, like a 3D base?
Yeah. Well, I got the picture and then, I brought it into Illustrator, I think, and, use my thing to go around it and transform it.
How do you have all these expensive programs? Golly. I'm trying to get After Effects, but they want my firstborn child just to pay for that After Effects.
I found a way to get them. Elric says the tank is green, so it's already awesome. I guess green is Elric's favorite color.
So it's yours too.
Yeah. But I put him as green because, tanks are green. Although I have done, I think I did a version of in City of Villains. And I did a desert color, desert tank. I'm not sure how I'd have them change colors or whatever, but that'd be neat if I could.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. Hold on a second. There we go.
Hit film is comparable to early AE. It eats up your Adobe, whatever, After Effects.
All right, so this is what I'm thinking. Each one of these compartments houses a series of 6 C23 batteries.
See, it'll probably be some experimental battery.
These are the strongest commercially available batteries.
He's done in some laboratory genetically experiment.
Just because it's a laboratory doesn't mean they have magic there. Laboratory still in science.
Yes. Work says it would be if you make it 10, it would be good if it would be more of a normal tank color. says Elric. Yeah,
Why don't you use the photo you got from the airport?
oh yeah. Well, actually, I don't think I took a still picture, but I could get a.
Yeah, Bullet says the rechargeable batteries, they use USB-C. There you go.
JP4 says he taps into the body's charge. Yeah, that's I think an idea I had too.
So maybe he's in the middle of a gunfight and he runs out, so he has to like dive into somebody's house and like plug into their wall socket for a bit.
He'd probably just have to flip them back and just go with punches instead of blasts.
Well, they don't just recharge by themselves unless his entire bodysuit is made of like some sort of a solar panel.
Well, if it's taking electrical energy to charge him from his body, then as his body recharges.
So he's a living battery, is what you're saying?
I don't know. We have electricity going through our bodies, right? So
Very, very small amounts of electricity, not anywhere near enough to even charge a battery. Not even one battery, let alone a series of 6 C-cell batteries.
I'm not saying they charge the C-cell batteries. I'm saying uses that for the blast. I don't know. I haven't figured out the mechanics of the. I just create the basic character and I work on it from there.
Well, maybe he has like a small hand crank, and then he just spins it really fast with his hands and it charges up his batteries.
Bullet said kinetic energy. JP says that's stupid. Bullet says he has to make shake weight motion to recharge them. Chaos is asking, you're Canadian? No, he's not Canadian. He's from Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm not Canadian at all.
But I do like your gauntlet and all that. I do like that. It's better than mine, for sure.
It's not better. It just it just makes more sense. That's all. So what? Okay, so, oh my God, this fly is harassing me.
But it's a lot of these characters, I created years ago, and because I haven't went too many stories, I haven't figured out a lot of the mechanics of how things work. They work. I'll figure the mechanics out later.
Elric says he's from LA, so he's already a terrible person. What? And I'm not even from LA. I'm from Riverside.
JP says, Bullet, time out the fly.
So, he's a big dude, right?
Yeah, he's like 12 foot, I believe. He's supposed to be 12 foot.
Okay, so why doesn't he just have like on his belt? He has a belt, right? Almost all your characters have belts.
Well, not all of them, but
does this one?
He does. Yes, he does.
Why doesn't in his belt he has like batteries in his belt that flow through his costume and charge these gauntlets?
Well, Rick says, I thought we were talking about the tank. We are talking about a bunch of stuff, Elric.
So
I thought tank was... No, nobody knows where tank's from, Elric. It's not known. He just shows up in New Brunswick, Canada, for the first time, and my character Insecto has to take him on with the help of my character Demon Blaster. His origins are to remain a mystery.
Yeah, like every part of his suit is just essentially for protection energy generation.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just let's assume he was from LA. See,
So is he like a living, breathing person?
yeah, there's a person under there. Like I said, he was just in a lab or something somewhere. I think I said nobody knows whether he's a mutant or with, his genetics messed with or whatever. But I
Yeah,
think
well,
he's.
because why doesn't he have a backpack that connects to the belt?
Yeah.
It contains a series of watch batteries. I'm thinking CR2032 lithium 3-volt to be exact.
I think it's going to be some experimental battery that has a lot of power to it. It's not going to be one that you can just go to a store and get.
I mean, wouldn't it be more convenient if he could pick them up at a store instead of raiding a secret government base every time his thing broke? Maybe he holds his blaster sideways like this, like a gangster.
Well, I see you trying to.
And then he has a bandana on his head like this.
Does batteries last seldom? But watch batteries last forever, says. Bullet, pew, pew, says Chaos. John, just start doing Rick's Universe for him and claim it as your own, says JP. I thought that's what he was already doing. All these original characters that all my character apparently seem to look like.
And we'll throw him a backpack on too, because that makes more sense. And the backpack will be a JanSport because he's a cool guy.
At one time, I decided just to possibly do one blaster on each hand, too. There's another version of them. Actually, here's the original version that I decided not to go with. Oh, nobody's seen that. There was my original version. I don't think he was human at that point. Here's one where I said about one blaster on each hand that I thought about at one time.
Oh, damn it. Are those his ears?
Pardon?
Are those his ears on the original character?
I'm not sure whether they were ears or something coming off, that shoots lasers or something like that.
That looks like a NASA drawing.
I think it's a little bit better than Nasser. Not much.
Not that first one, though. These are.
There's another version of them. There's the thing. But I like how I sort of did the T thing with the face mask for Tank. Reckoning saying go with the original. Here's a side view that I did do a long time ago. Right there. I don't know who this other character is. No, we're saying, well, it's definitely it's an improvement. It's definitely an improvement. Definitely. Chaos says, looks like something from Puppet Master. Howard's like, at least you're not like Rian, who went with the first draft, not even a script. Oh, we got Ray Escarga in here. Tank should be a big Southern girl. Your cousin says.
Yeah, he'd like that, wouldn't he? He likes them big gals.
Oh, Ryan Johnson says Ulrich. Yeah. So I don't always go with the first draft of a character.
Well, that's good to know.
Although I might end up using that first draft for something else at some point.
Like what?
I don't know. Some
Better
crazy
not.
for some just crazy machine that's in some professor's lab or whatever. Kia says, have midget strapped to him for his batteries. Like in Matrix pods.
They could run on little treadmills and power his stuff.
Ray says that looked and smelled like cows. And
What?
Chaos
What looks and smells like
Ulrich
cows?
laughing. The gangster tank.
Yeah.
Have Tank fight the original prototype. Yeah, that'd be neat.
That would be cool. It would be like
It's a prototype before they decided to go with a human.
say what?
It's a prototype before they decided to go with an actual person or something like that. I don't know.
It could be like RoboCop.
Chaos Weaver is saying, JP, how would Xylo defeat Tank? Harmonic alchemy, JP says.
Stupid.
Well, I'm not sure about the alchemy part, but he's gone against Demon Blaster, which Demon Blaster uses sound, so sound waves as a weapon. So they did knock Tank down, but he got up. And I think they more knocked him down because he wasn't ready for them.
He has like a bunch of like bullet ricochets off of his helmet and body and stuff because his bullets just can't hurt him, let alone harmonic frequencies.
Or saying Zenimus can easily beat Tank. JP saying maybe John could draw Xylo. No, Xylo is a ripoff of Demon Blaster since I've had Demon Blaster for I don't know how many years. 30 years.
You probably don't know anything about him or how he works.
Well, I have one of two ways that I've thought about for him, but I think I'm ultimately going with the first way. I've thought of a midget in the Demon Blaster robotic shell. Actually, no, it is sort of canon. It's VR, so. But the other way is, which I did go with in the comic that I've written, is the robot is controlled, I guess, over Wi-Fi for VR. The one guy is like paraplegic, and he has a VR unit that he gets in, and
So he's kind of like, ew. Oh, I don't like that. No.
you're like, what?
I don't like a guy that controls VR. That's kind of hokey.
Well, no, he doesn't control VR. He just controls he's in a VR simulator, but it's more the robot puts us all the
So he just remote controls a robot?
yeah.
Like somebody that's flying a drone?
Yeah, but it allows him to do it as sort of 3D-ish. You've seen me draw the thing before.
I have?
Yeah. When I was going over stuff a long time ago. I'm not sure whether it's in his character thing here.
Yeah, what do you think, Rick? It's Tank. He's all finished.
Looking. Zoom in again.
Oh, okay.
Looking good. For sure.
Oh, no, he's all finished.
I'm not sure about the bandana, but
That's his little bit of personality he has. No, I don't think the Canadian Shield can withstand a blast from Tank here. There's no way.
yeah, I think he could. At least one. Probably two for sure.
Two for
Well, I know, I'm not so very confident.
Yeah, but like you said, this guy throws as many blasts as he wants. So, three blasts will probably definitely do in the Canadian Shield permanently. And then we'll draw some big thick cables going around his arm like this. To harness the power.
Oh, this.
Bullet says, nah, he could probably take like 4 or 5 for sure. No, I don't think so.
Unfortunately, I haven't.
What happened? I think Rick died. Oh, well. I guess I'm just on the stream all by myself. That's okay. I can't really show you guys what I'm working on my computer because I don't have control of the room. But what I can do, let me put this iPad down. What I can do is move this garbage aside, and I can start working on my elf woman.
Hello,
She's fantastic. Who is this?
it's you.
Rick, are you trying to take over my show?
Yes. Let's see. I was just about to show the Canadian hamster died. They got crossed. Okay, so I was about to show. You'll probably remember this now that you see it, Dillard.
What am I looking at? Oh, yes. I remember this. I remember that you refused to hand draw one of those lines coming down when you did it in 3D.
Yeah.
And it looked wonky, but you were dead set on using the computer to make it like a perfect symmetry. And the computer wasn't doing it.
Yeah. But yeah, this is like the console. He gets in here, strapped in somehow, and there's gloves, and he's got the monitor, so and probably's got a set of goggles on, and they allow him to see, all the environment around the robot. So he sees it in 3D over a VR simulator, and he can, fly with the robot and all that.
So isn't this a bit cowardly for somebody named Tank?
No, Tank doesn't do that. Demon Blaster does.
Oh, why are we talking about Demon Blaster?
Because, he goes up against him in sector number 3.
Oh, so Tank's a villain.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like drawing villains. Why am I drawing villains?
I don't know why you're drawing the villain.
You kind of went away, so I just started working on this because I couldn't show my Clip Studio without control of the room.
I'm just waiting for the chat. Well, I got the chat in StreamYard, but I like it better off of YouTube because I can pop it out. I don't know why you're drawing the villain.
You can pop it out.
Yeah, I can poop it out. And what are you drawing there?
This is a commission for Neo Valentine. Let me back this camera up a little bit. All right. So this is an elven archer. She's blind though. I don't know how that works. It's like a blind sharpshooter. I don't know. But she's an elven archer and she's jumping and attacking the viewer. There's going to be some silhouettes of other elves from her tribe, I guess, behind her. And they're all firing arrows that are laced with the dragon scales, which give them magical properties. And I'm supposing like if you have an arrow that's outfitted with a red dragon scale, you probably can harness fire with your arrow. Something like that,
Cool.
That's what I'm drawing. He's gonna have a quiver back there full of arrows, different kinds of arrows that do different magical things.
Eric says, "Well, I guess it's Dillard's stream now." Back when I was gone for a few minutes. The Canadian Shield can take shots from lots of guys and just keep coming for you. JP4, hi, it's the John show now. Raggy says, it's the Dillard show now. Are you wearing pants? JP?
I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing sweatpants.
Bullet says, "Pants of a fools."
They really are.
Bullet says, "And low income wage slaves." Chaos says, "He's just misunderstood." Chaos says, "Dragon scales? Talk about copyright." And JP4 says, "Harmonic alchemy makes more sense than this." I think the blind archer with the arrows. Maybe she's like Daredevil and has her other senses compensating. So, you know,
I don't think so, dude. I think
elevated hearing. She hears where the person is breathing from. Whoof. Or the sounds they make as they pass by a tree. Woof.
yeah, I know you don't like anime, Rick, but there's an anime that does a really good job kind of showcasing like a blind person with skills like that. It's
Well, it's not that I don't like anime. I've watched a bunch of anime. I don't mind anime. I just haven't got into a lot of the recent stuff.
Oh, never mind that.
But as you were saying, that
yeah, there's an anime called Ninja Scroll. It has like a swordsman that's blind, and he's fighting another really skilled swordsman, but doing a crackerjack job of it, even though he's blind. And it does a really cool. It has a lot of scenes where it shows him like listening to the footsteps and wind blowing through the different trees and cutting down different trees so that he has a better like earshot of what's going on.
yeah.
It's pretty good.
Evan says, "I'm sending Neo a cease and desist."
I would suggest giving that a look if I were you.
And Bullet says, "Anime." Raggedy says, "Ninja Scroll is great." And Bullet says, "It's classic."
Yeah, it's an older one. It's really good though. I would suggest watching it. All right, Rick. I do have to go though because I have to.
Okay, yeah. Well, I ran late today because of you coming on.
I know that you made concessions for me to come on and hang on for even longer, but
yeah, that's no problem. So you want to promote?
Sure. Head on over to my channel. It's called Dillard Draws. It's on YouTube. Just type in Dillard Draws and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you can know when I go live. I'll be going live a little bit later on today, but right now I got to go buy some groceries. So see you later.
Okay, later, John.
Later, Rick. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Thank everybody out there for coming and joining in the chat. I hope you had a good day today watching. Hope you enjoyed the talk and the chill and all that stuff and the voting. I believe Flit won, so Flit, contact me. Well, I got your address. Flit, do you have a set of sign cards or not? What you want? You want the signed cards, the shirt with a character of your choice, Cross Comics character, or 12 by 18 commission of a character of your choice. Doesn't matter, any universe or whatever. I think Flit did Flit did Xander Hughes. Oh, okay. So which do you want? You want the set of signed cards, T-shirt with character on, or 12 by 8 commission? And of course, I gotta do your character sketch card of your character too. A whole set, all 7 characters. Okay, so you're going for the cards. I take it then, Flit? And I'll do up a sketch card of your character too. Xander Hughes. I want my tank watercolored. Okay, well we'll work. I might do a stream tomorrow in the afternoon sometime and work on that. And hopefully you guys can come. And I will do my best to watercolor it. So, thank you, JP. And we will see you all later. And everything. I got to do the Joker sketch card tomorrow too. So, yeah, I'm going to do a stream tomorrow afternoon sometime. Get a whole bunch of things I need done for stuff. For being sent out. So, look for a stream tomorrow from me. Be on for an hour or two. Try and watercolor Dillard's tank. Do a Joker sketch card. Do a sketch card of Xander Hughes. So, later. Bye for now. God bless. Have a great and wonderful afternoon, day, all that stuff. And we love you all.